Well, bakers, you might recognize this week's recipe. It's my no-bake strawberry cheesecake from a few years ago that was really popular with a lot of people. With some people, they had a little bit of difficulty. We got comments like, why didn't my cheesecake set? It was really runny, I couldn't slice it. I don't think that there is enough cream cheese in this, like all sorts of things. And other people were like, this is the best cheesecake ever. I love this cheesecake, I make it all the time. So, obviously there's a little bit of an issue. So I went back to the recipe, I revisited, I updated the recipe, and I updated the step-by-step instructions, and here I am today to show you the new and improved version. It's even better than ever. The one mistake that I did make those many, many years ago on YouTube, just because I was so young and I didn't know a whole lot back then, is that I should have put gelatin in the cheesecake. I was trying to do it without gelatin, I got cocky, I thought it worked, it didn't. So here we are today. So let's get started by making the cookie base. So I'm going to do it in my food processor. You can also do your cookies by hand, and that's totally up to you. So here I have my graham crackers. So you can use digestive biscuits, graham crackers, rich tea, whatever you like to use in your country for your bases. And then all we're going to do is just put on the lid and then blend them up. So once your cookies have blended up for a few minutes and they're total crumbs, we're going to go in and add in some melted butter. I find by doing this in the food processor, it's just so much easier and cleaner. Boop, done. That's our cookie crust. It's going to kind of look like wet sand, just like that. Here I have my springform pan. Put it into there and we're going to flatten it out and get it nice and as even as possible. Definitely, I find sometimes just getting in there with your hand is the best way to go about it. I have to say, I think maybe one of the reasons I love cheesecake so much is because of the cookie crust. Maybe I don't even like cheesecake at all. Maybe I just like cookie crust. Okay, cookie crust. Ready to go, let's pop it into the fridge. Cookie crust. Check, in the fridge. Now let's talk gelatin. Here I have a little bowl of water. For this recipe, we're going to use 2 sleeves of gelatin. And just so you know, the written recipe is on my website, biggerbolderbaking.com. Scatter it over the water and then just give it a bit of a mix so it gets all hydrated. Now we're going to let that sit and sponge for around 10 minutes and then we're going to come back to it. If you would like to use agar-agar, carrageen moss, which is Irish, all that information is on my website. You know, all those different alternatives have different results. So just a warning. So a few minutes later, you can microwave your gelatin for around, 15 seconds or so until it's liquefied just like this. And then we're going to set it over to the side to cool down. Now let's talk about our filling. Strawberries, lovely fresh strawberries. Where I'm from in Ireland, Wexford, we get the most amazing strawberries. If you haven't heard me say that like a million times already. I will tell you for this recipe, please do not use frozen raspberries. Don't use frozen raspberries, because that's not a good idea because it's a strawberry cheesecake. But don't either use frozen strawberries. Just don't do any of the things that I'm saying right now. Just use fresh strawberries, okay? We all good? How's this going? Going good? Great. Okay, strawberries. Now, in with our sugar, granulated sugar. And with our hat, blend this up until it's nice and fine. So you want to blend up the strawberry until it's pureed. A few little lumps are totally fine, but you don't want any big lumps in there, like that guy. See you later. Not messing up my cheesecake. Okay, moving on. Next, we are going to add in our cream cheese. Okay, so here's the deal with the cream cheese. One of the big issues that we're having is that I'm in America and I was using block cream cheese to make my cheesecakes. Block cream cheese comes in a big solid pack like the way you traditionally see Philadelphia. Some people have been using cream cheese spread, which is not what you want to use for a cheesecake because it has water added, so it's softer, so it won't set your cheesecake as well. So when you're looking for your cream cheese, buy block cream cheese, and definitely not a cream cheese spread or a whipped cream cheese. We're all on the same page there. We should be looking good. So in with our cream cheese, and I'm gonna blend that up. So I like to do the cream cheese first before the cream goes in because the cream cheese can be a bit lumpy sometimes. So I just want to make sure it's not lumpy. Then I put in the cream, lovely cream. Now listen, this is full fat and heavy whipping cream. So you want something at least 36% because the cream actually will also be one of those things that sets our cheesecake. If it's just a single cream or something like that, it won't work. I'm just going to blend that mix together a little bit. And then here's what I'm going to do. I want this to be a little thicker. But this is the perfect point to add in your gelatin. Now, come here to me, Joey, I want you to see this. Our gelatin is cooled down. What I'm going to do is just loosen it up a little bit with some of this cream cheese mixture rather than have it hit the cold cream cheese all by itself. You want to loosen it. This is like, we're literally tempering gelatin right now. If you just poured this in, you might be lucky and it wouldn't lump up. But if you don't temper stuff like this, it'll hit the rest of your ingredients and it will just set. And what you'll end up with is cheesecake that has big lumps of gelatin in it, and nobody wants that. So now, back on with our lid. Here we go, gelatin going in. On the machine, gelatin slowly going in. And we're just gonna blend this up until it's nice and thick. You can actually whip cream in a food processor and it works really well and it does it super fast. And there we go, there's our cheesecake. You want to blend it up just until it's smooth. So our cookie base has set. Here's our cheesecake filling. Oh my gosh, look at that. And you know what's really amazing? No food dye or anything in that. Vibrant, bright, seasonal strawberries or raspberries, whatever you put in there. So there you go, all the hard work is done. All you have to do now is put this in the fridge for a minimum of 6 hours. I have to say I do prefer to do it overnight to make sure that it's really set, and then you can enjoy it the next day. So, see you tomorrow, cheesecake. So one of the questions we get asked is, can you make this without a food processor? And that is really easy. Do the crumbs by hand, putting them in a bag with a rolling pin and bash the bejesus out of them. Then make the filling on a stand mixer. But the one thing you want to do is just chop up the strawberries by hand first, mix them with the sugar, and then mix in everything else. And you're going to want to turn that speed up high just to make sure everything gets really nice and mixed and there's no lumps. So to finish off this cheesecake, I like to get old school and I pipe on some whipped cream rosettes all around the top, and then put a strawberry on each rosette, because you know, I'm fancy like that. And there you have it, a totally elevated, from scratch, super awesome cheesecake that is not wobbly in the middle and is nice and firm. This recipe is fantastic for this time of year, for picnics, for parties. Get the best use out of the fresh strawberries we have right now and put this on your baking list. It is so delicious. Best of all, you can make this cheesecake up to 2 or 3 days in advance and just have it ready to go when your friends come over. This is just how I remember cheesecakes growing up in Ireland. It has so much flavour, made with real strawberries, a lovely cookie crust, soft, creamy, absolutely delicious. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to see more baking videos, then get comfy. I have hours of content for you to check out. I'll see you back here again really soon.